We are going out west today in part 3 of our NFL Badgers in the Big series. And we're talking some friends, new, old, loved, and maybe a little bit spurned in this one, previewing the Wisconsin Badgers in the NFC and AFC West. Today on Talking Badgers. Yes, it is Talkin' Badgers, powered by BadgerNotes.com. I am your host, Kedrick Stumbris. And you can find the podcast on the website formerly known as Twitter at Talkin' Badgers, and yours truly on the website formerly known as Twitter and Blue Sky at Kedrick Stumbris. We are talking part 3 of our NFL Badgers in the Bigs preview series. This fine, whenever you listen to this on a Tuesday, perhaps it's when we're recording it after all. And it's a colorful cast of characters for sure. Probably the most varied cast of characters of the 3-part series we have done so far. The Badgers in the NFC and AFC North to follow. As I have joked, maybe we'll end up having to do an entire episode just on the former Wisconsin Badgers on the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that will come in short order. If you are here and used to listening to some of our fall camp content and interested in contributing to our fall camp mailbag episode that is coming later this week, hit those comments. Let me know down below. Spotify comments, Apple Podcast reviews, YouTube comments, youtube.com/@TalkinBadgers. Let me know what you want to know coming out of Wisconsin Badgers fall camp. We did a little therapy session. I think I know about the Wisconsin Badgers following fall camp. And we got some more stuff coming up. An exciting episode with some guests that y'all know and love if you have followed Talking Badgers for a while now. They are coming back. Boys are coming back tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, the boys are back. We are previewing the Wisconsin Badgers football season. Those you know and love. They'll be here tomorrow. But before we do this, we got to talk about the Badgers in the NFL, the Badgers in the NFC and AFC West. We're starting in the desert with one of the favorite teams of one of the guys who are going to be back on this feed tomorrow. That is the Arizona Cardinals. We're talking Bryson Green. Bryson Green, an undrafted free agent. Now, a member of the Arizona Cardinals, at least for the time being, the undrafted free agent wide receiver Bryson Green. He's been playing some preseason reps with third-string quarterback Clayton Tune. Probably puts a little bit of the writing on the wall there for him and his outlook this year. He had 1 catch on 3 targets for a total of 4 yards in the Week 2 preseason game against the Denver Broncos, I want to say. I don't know that Bryson Green is making the roster out in the Arizona desert. Where are they? They're in Glendale, technically. Spent a good chunk of time last spring, summer around the Arizona Cardinals area. Not sure Bryson Green is going to be able to hang around on a 53-man roster, although maybe there's a practice squad spot waiting for him with the Arizona Cardinals. Would be good for him to see one, and good for Luke Fickell and that recruiting regime, even if it was technically the Phil Longo offensive regime, to bring a player into the program and then put them into the NFL and stick around, even if it's a practice squad spot. But one of these players who has hung around in the NFL for quite a long time, former Wisconsin Badgers Super Bowl champion, Rob Havenstein. Rob Havenstein of the Los Angeles Rams. He is hanging out for season 11, kicking it with the Rams. All 11 of his NFL seasons have been with the Rams, the first of which he spent in St. Louis. But now out in Los Angeles, trying to protect that right-hand side of Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford, who, do the Rams need all the help they can get keeping Matt Stafford healthy, as he's spending some time in some kind of cryogenic health chamber in and around the Rams facility. Very strange things going on for a very old Matt Stafford as they try to keep him healthy, kicking around on a solid Los Angeles Rams roster that won the division a season ago. And look, if Matt Stafford is healthy, that's probably a team good enough to push to make an NFC title game. And then who knows from there. But either way, Havenstein isn't going anywhere as starting right tackle, not left tackle, right tackle in Los Angeles. Although they do have some questions with some injury issues popping up at left tackle as their preferred starting left tackle. It's had some blood clotting issues actually, and so there's some moving pieces, some machinations going on in Los Angeles along that offensive line. But the steady presence of our dear beloved Rob is there to stay for the Los Angeles Rams. Elsewhere in the NFC West, the San Francisco 49ers, Tanner Mordecai, kind of with an asterisk here, and Isaac Guerendo. Tanner Mordecai, he was signed, waived, signed, and waived again for the San Francisco 49ers this offseason, just in August. All of those things just happened in August. Mordecai hung out on the practice squad last year for the San Francisco 49ers and trying to make 53, trying to at least get another practice squad rep, another practice squad season in Santa Clara, playing for the team that plays its home games. Tripping over some words today at Blue Jeans Stadium. Yeah, but it seems that Kyle Shanahan's going to go another direction as Tanner Mordecai waived. Tough break for the quarterback there, but Isaac Guerendo hanging around. And with all the pieces that San Francisco has had to clear out, a lot more of them on the defensive side, it seems to me, is my impression. But all the pieces they've had to clear out off of that roster, of course, Deebo Samuel gone on the offensive side. But as they cleared cap space to do so, and then did end up signing Brock Purdy to that big extension as the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. Isaac Guerendo still there, and I know, he finished his time in college with the Louisville Cardinals, but he did spend 4 years with the Wisconsin Badgers. Heck, he spent twice the amount of time in Madison as Bryson Green did, and we're still talking about Bryson Green on this show. So, dang right, we are going to be talking about Isaac Guerendo on this one. He was held out of the first 2 preseason games with a shoulder injury, but he is back at practice this week, back at training camp for the 49ers. Isaac Guerendo seeming to have a role this year. Christian McCaffrey still there. Kyle Juszczyk still there as the fullback. He signed a 2-year deal this offseason, 2-year, $8 million, with a lot of incentives built in as well. But I think that indication of what the 49ers get from this multifaceted, multi-tool fullback role from a Kyle Juszczyk says a lot about their willingness to use versatile pieces in the backfield. And that's what an Isaac Guerendo can be, kind of guy. Also probably going to see a role as a kick returner. Of course, he did that very well at Wisconsin as well in that returner role. What was it? That game against Army where he returned big long punt or a kick. I don't remember which. I was in the stands for that game, but I cannot remember to save my life at this exact moment exactly what it was. But hey, that's a role that Guerendo excels in, keeps him hanging around as a guy who's going to hang around on this 53-man roster in San Francisco and probably see a good chunk of work as some of those skill position players have gone. He played some snaps in relief for a banged up running back room in 2024 as Christian McCaffrey and others went down, and probably earned himself more opportunities heading into 2025 as well. Hey, if you are here, if you are enjoying this, by the way, before we get to the AFC West, you can head over to our YouTube channel or your podcast platform of choice and watch our other NFL Badgers preview series episodes from this year so far. We already did the AFC and NFC East, already did the AFC and NFC South, a lot of Wisconsin Badgers in those 4 divisions. We're going to get to the NFC North. We're going to get to the AFC North, where there are a lot of Badgers, of course, and talk a lot of those Badgers there. But if you're enjoying this, hit that like button. Really appreciate it. It helps the show. 5 stars, kind comments. It's the most important thing you can do for the show. Let's talk Denver Broncos. And maybe one former Wisconsin Badger that does not feel the love in Madison from the powers that be. But we're going to start first with some unfortunate news to Matt Henningsen, who this week ends up hitting the IR and is getting waived in Denver. An unfortunate development for Henningsen, of course, the former defensive end. He spent the 2024 season on the Broncos practice squad after spending 2 seasons on the 53, a 6th-round draft pick. And then this training camp, during a joint practice, he ends up getting waived after that joint practice with the San Francisco 49ers. Gets waived because he tears his Achilles. I think, unfortunately for Henningsen, that might spell the end of his career in the NFL. Hopefully, he can get back. And of course, Wisconsin's favorite son turned spurned son, Jim Leonhard. Jim Leonhard's still in Denver as the defensive pass game coordinator underneath head coach Sean Payton, and playing a significant role as the assistant head coach for a team with a defense that was very, very good a season ago in 2024, and I think has a chance to be even better this upcoming season. Last year, this was the defense which was best in the league in EPA per dropback, 4th best in EPA per rush, and some significant free agent signings this year. They are the beneficiaries of the sell-off in San Francisco. They bring in linebacker Dre Greenlaw and, of course, safety Talanoa Hufanga. Look, I think that's a lot there for Jim Leonhard to work with, and he's probably going to have an excellent season there. Would love to see him get another shot as at least a coordinator, if not a head coach, soon in the league. If of course, that is what he wants. Finally, Leo Chenal, Kansas City Chiefs again. Hey, maybe he's going to play in another Super Bowl as he enters the 4th year on his rookie deal. It is contract year for Leo Chenal in Kansas City. And I think it might be a prove-it year for Leo Chenal as he tries to win his 3rd Super Bowl ring, as the Chiefs had a solid defense a year ago, a unit on which Chenal forced 3 fumbles. But what I find might make this something of a prove-it year in Kansas City for Chenal is that the Chiefs have already invested a lot of money onto the defensive side this past offseason, signing pass rusher George Karlaftis to an extension after his, I think it was 8 sacks a season ago. And also, an extension for linebacker Nick Bolton. Look, I don't know how much the pot of money is in Kansas City for more defensive extensions. It's not like Leo Chenal is a huge superstar, so that might mean there is money on the table for him. But we shall have to wait and see for Leo Chenal. A big year for him would certainly go a long way in helping him get paid, help him stick around if it's not in Kansas City, but on a 53-man roster elsewhere in the league. That does it for this part 3 of our NFL preview series. Part 3 of 4 of our NFL preview series for the Wisconsin Badgers leading up to week 1 of the NFL season. Wisconsin Badgers in the NFL. We have done the Badgers in the AFC and NFC West, the Badgers in the East divisions, the Badgers in the South divisions. And so for either Badger fans, maybe very excited to hear all about the Pittsburgh Badgers in the AFC North, or you may be interested in hearing about a certain team that plays on Vince Lombardi Avenue in Green Bay, Wisconsin. That is going to be our part 4 of 4 preview series coming up next. Maybe we're going to do something like this during the season on Sunday as a Chris Berman-esque week in review for the Badgers in the NFL. Maybe do something like that. Otherwise, if you are still here and you want to get more fall camp content, learn more about what happened with the Wisconsin Badgers in fall camp, as I was sitting around following them from Platteville to Madison, hit the comments, hit the email, talkingbadgers@gmail.com, or the Spotify comments, Apple Podcast reviews. Let me know what you want to know from fall camp for the Wisconsin Badgers before they hit the ground running in just, what's this, 9 days? 9 days before August 28th, almost there as the Wisconsin Badgers take the field in Camp Randall Stadium, take Barry Alvarez Field against the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Tomorrow, we will be back with all of your favorite guests. All of your favorite guests, your favorite members of the Talkin' Badgers family will be right here back on Talkin' Badgers, your podcast platform of choice, on youtube.com/@TalkinBadgers. You can follow the show at Talkin' Badgers on the website formerly known as Twitter, or yours truly, Kedrick Stumbris, on Blue Sky and the website formerly known as Twitter at Kedrick Stumbris. Until we talk to you all again tomorrow on Wisconsin.